Welcome to Jonk does PennyStocking. Jeevan Staunton, Steven Johnson, Stephen Johansson, fucking Jonk87. Welcome to the show. This show is highlights from Mark Crook. Very good at technical analysis, and he displays that particularly over some recent plays that he talks about in the last few weeks. If you don't know Mark Crook, it's coming up on $1 million. Tim Sykes Challenge student, Tim Sykes Challenge teacher. We'll get into that in just a minute. But I just want to say the reason that the video is... I always try and put as much quality in as possible to the videos, but working with no days off, no weeks off, content every week, I'm literally at a desk 15, 16 hours a day, standing in good posture, sitting in good posture, but over time it's just really affected. So I need to take a little bit of time off, and as me trading is hot at the moment, made $400 yesterday, winning average is about 78% this month. Never risked more than $60, so me trading is really shit hot right now. So the videos I'm going to try and do a little bit less on until it just gets better. I'm heading to Barcelona tomorrow. I'll be away from my desk for 4 days. Hopefully that's going to fix it. Sorry to complain. This is real life. If you work excessively like I am, and I have worked excessively for a good year and a half now, and gone places and done well, but it does come at a price to your health, and I need to get better. So I'll see you in a little bit. This is a kind of an interesting change on the PennyStocking framework pattern. Now, the PennyStocking framework pattern is normally when a stock kind of parabolics, comes down for a couple of days, and then you buy the bounce. But on this occasion, you don't buy the bounce because it had a failed catalyst. A lesson well worth showing from a Mark Crook webinar.
That one had a clear, distinct catalyst last week. That was the time to be buying. Anyone that's buying the dip now is just doesn't understand penny stocks, in my opinion. Doesn't understand penny stocks at all. You should not be buying after a clear failed move. After the first two big day bounce, and the catalyst was the catalyst transpired, and I believe it was on the Sunday, and then it sold off, and nobody's really interested in this play anymore. Now, if it gets big volume and another catalyst, perhaps it might be a potential play, but for now, no play.
Yeah, so I just think that's quite interesting. So this day here was buying on the news of a NYSE being featured on Fox or something like this. But obviously it's sold off, so everyone's kind of underwater, and there's no real catalyst there anymore. It's gone. So there's no point in dip buying, but a lot of the time on the PennyStocking framework pattern by Tim Sykes, you'd buy the dip. But it's interesting to see that there are situations where you'll not do this. Is AKER, but this is a few days ago, and this stock, I mean, Mark Crook's talking about it around the 80s. It actually touched the 90s and was a real runner. But I think it's important to see how these moves start and how to spot them. So this is his breakdown.
One of the hottest penny stocks in the market right now, and things have been pretty quiet for the most part, but as always, you have to focus on what's hot, and you can see AKER, former runner, stock that got a lot of volume and ran from 20 cents to 60 cents and consolidated nicely at 40 cents for several days, and you know, started uptrending a little bit. And the one thing that I really loved about the chart, apart from the price action, was the volume, and you can see big volume bars, and that led me to believe that this was a fantastic candidate for a continuation of a breakout and a potential spike. And it didn't end up running for too long, as you can see that it really had its first red day, but the volatility was very, very nice. And let's take a look at the 10-minute chart from the last couple days. Actually, from the last 5 days, you'll see that this was the initial consolidation in the 40-50 cent range, and then we had a gap with really big volume. This was on the 27th of February, and then you can see that it ramped very nicely through the 70-cent zone, and that was right around 1 o'clock Eastern, which was yesterday. And I was buying this. Actually, I also bought this in the morning, and it failed to really break out further. I thought that the morning spike would last for a longer time, but it turned out it needed to consolidate. So I sold it and re-entered a little bit later after the stock proved itself. Remember, you don't always have to be there for the initial spike. And when a stock proves itself for a good hour to 2 hours, going into the afternoon at 1 o'clock, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, sometimes later, but 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. is a very nice time frame, as you would learn from the Tim Line DVD, that a stock begins to really ramp in the afternoon, and that's exactly what happened. It ramped through the high 60s, low 70s, and ultimately hit as high as 78. And I was selling right up there in the 75, 76, 77 zone.
Yeah, and it's funny because for Mark Crook, he was looking at this long on the base of the consolidation here. But for me, when it collapsed in the afternoon and then really gapped up and spiked, it looked like it was exhausting itself, and I actually took it short here in the 84s down to the 64s. So he took it up on the long side, I took it down on the short side, both looking at different indicators. For me, it was the crack into the close and a big gap up, and I knew that people who were in it from yesterday would have been taking profits at the first sign of weakness, and it was overextended. So really interesting, and then obviously him taking it long from the spike and the consolidation on the big volume. Aye, and that's about it. Feeling a bit sorry for myself, but on the bright side, I've been talking to Anya Trades recently, and I really like her, but we'll never be together. But it's okay because there's some other girls on the horizon. But sometimes think, like, how good looking is Anya? Like, how hot is Anya? And I've been thinking about this. And there's only one way of describing it that does it justice. And I would say, for Anya, I would crawl over broken glass to suck the cock of the last man that fucked her. I'll see you later!